internet to bring you the ultimate in life hacks, bonkers inventions and crazy contraptions designed to make your life easier, more exciting and definitely more fun. And we've summoned a team of experts with science brains and funny bones to explain everything. From the ridiculous to the sublime. And make sure you strap in for the grand finale at our very own Hack HQ, where we create and construct an epic stunt, our very own super-sized solutions to life's problems, big and small, with the help of Mike Sansom, pyrotechnician, chemist and engineer, and his human guinea pigs, Marcus Bronzy and Stephen Grant. For now, sit back, relax and put your feet up. Let us do the hard work so you don't have to. This is how hacks work. This episode is all about ingenious hacks to pimp your home. We found some of the best, oldest and bonkers videos the internet has to offer to ensure you never want to leave your home again. Home is where the heart is, but luckily for us, it's also where the hacks are.
Could this mean, using this life hack, that you could cut your household bills in half?
You'll never want to leave your home again after trying out these amazing tips, from ways to make your house stand out on any street, to keeping your home cool whatever the weather, and even a sound recording studio in your bathroom. And in our epic hack, Mike will be paving the way to an amazing home garden hack. And as usual, he'll be bringing explosives.
3, 2, 1.
Have you ever finished on the toilet and thought, I wish there was a sink just a bit nearer to me than the bathroom one? If so, our first hack is going to be right up your U-bend. No, this isn't the less talked about Mario brother. This is a guy who just wants a sink in his toilet. Whatever you do, make sure for the love of God your toilet still flushes after you've messed about with all this water diverting.
No, it's kind of obvious thing to say, but there is a sink right next to the toilet.
Shush.
Older toilet systems can use up to 30 litres of water per flush. Modern toilets use around 7 litres. And if you think on an average day, you might go to the toilet about 5 times. On a year, you'd be using roughly 13,000 litres of water. That's a lot of water just flushed away.
The water going into your toilet is actually quite safe water, so it's probably the same as the water that you're going to be using in your tap, in your bathroom, for example. It's not dirty until it's gone through the toilet, and so this is actually a really good way of using the water that otherwise we might actually be wasting.
I really wouldn't want to drink from it. I mean, would anyone, would the viewers, would you want to drink from it? I wouldn't want to drink from it.
On average, you'll visit the toilet 2,500 times a year. That could be a lot of wasted water. But not with this top toilet tip. It's an off-the-chain hack. Hit! Your front door is the most hardy door in the house. It keeps out intruders and shields you from the elements. Of course, all that is no use if it doesn't close properly. Luckily, this next hack is here to help. If you thought matches are only good for permanently living in your kitchen drawer and never being used, think again. By just taping a few of them together, you'll have a perfect bit of padding that supports a re-drilling, no matter how rusty the hinge. It goes without saying it's very important to make sure the matches are dead before you take them to that extremely flammable wood. This striking door hanging hack is a match made in heaven. A hinged hack. Hit! How many times have you needed scissors for a task in the home, but couldn't find them anywhere? With this sharp hack, as long as you don't lose your keys, you'll always have a pair to hand. All you need is a screw and a bolt, and no paper is safe. And unlike actual scissors, you can leave these in your pocket.
I've often walked down a high street and seen shop signs that say key cutters. So that must be what this is.
Scissors can cut things because of that shearing motion that you get and that shearing force to slice a piece of paper. And you do that by having levers. Scissors are just a type of lever.
Success. Well, there you go. I'm going to go home and throw away all my scissors now. They've negated the need for scissors.
I do the sarcasm round here, George.
Could this mean using this life hack that you could cut your household bills in half?
I also do the terrible jokes round here, Juliet. If you're caught short, these shearers are a sure thing. A clever key cutting hit! Over at Hack HQ, Mike, with the help of human guinea pig Stephen, will be giving us a masterclass in speedy home improvements using explosives, no less. What a surprise! So far, we've seen a super system solution to water wastage and a canny key-cutting hack. But your hack home makeover isn't finished yet. Let's see what else the internet has for us. A quick detour down south now for a lesson on how to make a budget aircon system. Let's face it, if there's anyone who knows about staying cool, it's the Aussies.
Grab your garden hose.
Yep, pretty simple so far.
You'll need a water tank next to your house with a fair bit of water in it.
Oh, that's me and most people on Earth out then.
A radiator out of someone else's car. Bilge pump out of your boat.
This is getting a bit out of hand now.
Find some solar panels from somewhere, or you could use a car battery. Get your hose pipe.
I was wondering why, if he can afford a water tank and he can afford a boat, and yet he can't afford aircon? I'm very confused by that.
While Juliet figures out if this man is a genius or not, let's have a look at how aircon actually works, shall we? For most aircon systems, the secret to helping you cool down at home lies in its evaporative coil. Warm air from outside enters the unit and passes over the coil, causing its liquid coolant to evaporate, which in turn cools the air. A fan then pumps this cool air back into the room, but here comes the really clever bit. Thanks to a compressor and an expansion valve, any evaporated liquid coolant is continuously reprocessed, so there's a constant supply ready to pour over the evaporator. So instead of refilling it, you can just sit back and chill. If you think all that technology sounds expensive, then you'd be right. Thankfully, our cackling hack hero has managed to achieve all that simply by ransacking his house and robbing his neighbours. Hurrah!
The human body actually uses a similar method to this in evaporative cooling. When we sweat, the sweat evaporates off our body and that cools us down.
Genius!
If I'm going to get life hacks from anybody, it has to be from somebody with a maniacal laugh, because otherwise how else are you going to tell whether they're an evil genius? And you want to get your life hacks from an evil genius, because genius, it's in the title.
This home cooling hack does work, it's just a shame you need the shopping list of a mad professor to get it done. It's an expensive miss. If you like listening to music in the shower, this next video will show you how to create your very own song using bathroom objects without that deadly combination of water and electrics. What you can't hear in this clip is the 4 housemates banging on the door for him to get out.
Room acoustics is all to do with sound, how sound travels in an enclosed space. So if you imagine the sound in a cathedral, for example, is going to be very different to the sound in your bedroom. In your bedroom, you're going to have lots of very soft textures. So you're going to have carpets, beds, sofas, curtains and things like that. And they will actually absorb the sound and hold on to them.
I'm wondering why he stopped there. Like, couldn't he have, like, a toilet plunger as a trombone? Or maybe even using, like, some kind of toilet bleach as a saxophone? No, actually, that'd be dangerous. So don't do that.
Not to mention really weird. This bathroom Beethoven proves you can create beautiful music even in the least beautiful room of your home. It's an in-sync hack. Hit! If you think normal houses are a bit square, then this next hack, which makes homes out of concrete pipes, will be right up your street. Wow, they look like toilet rolls, used by giants.
Concrete is a really popular building material because it has incredible compressive strength. All being well with these houses, they should be able to last for over 100 years because concrete is a really durable material.
And if you ever fancy an extension, just roll into the next house and knock through.
If you're going to have a lampshade, I think either have it in the house or outside the house, but half and half seems absurd.
More absurd than actually living in a pipe, George.
These concrete pipes would be incredibly strong. The fact that they're spherical gives them a lot of inherent strength just from geometry, but also the materials they're made from.
There are housing crises in lots of different countries at the moment, so this could solve that problem. I also loved this because if you don't like your neighbours, you could just remove the bricks and just roll them away.
These pipes may not be palatial, but they're perfectly pleasant and won't cost the earth. A Hobbit-sized hack. Hit! Time to head over to Hack HQ now, where Mike has some clever pointers when it comes to taking the labour out of home improvements.
Mike,
Stephen.
home hacks today.
Yes.
Good, I'm pleased because this is something I know a little bit about. Decorating stuff, masking tape off coving, a little bit of painting.
None of those sound like things Mike would be interested in, Stephen.
These sort of hacks I can do. This doesn't look like paint.
No, this is concrete.
What did I tell you?
Oh.
Yeah.
What are we actually doing?
So our hack today is all about concrete and how we can smash it up.
Of course, on the Home Sweet Home episode, Mike is talking about smashing up concrete. Makes perfect sense.
Right, so you've got a project that requires smashing up concrete then?
If you want a nice home, sometimes you have to smash a bit of it up, Stephen.
Something like that, yeah.
Right, OK, and how is this going to happen?
Well, there's a hammer there.
Yeah.
There's a glove.
Yeah.
Safety glasses, give it a go.
OK, I brought safety glasses because I was expecting this again. Here we go. And your defenders as well?
No, I don't think you need that.
Right, fair enough. And you want me to smash this up?
Please, yeah.
All right. Oh, this is really difficult.
Stephen definitely works out.
Mike?
Yeah?
This is really laborious.
Surprising how breaking solid concrete with a small hammer is hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to put that under the heading of not much fun.
No.
Why am I doing this?
Well, I just wanted to prove how strong concrete is.
Thankfully, you're stood there with an ominous-looking box. Is this a solution?
It is, indeed. We're going to use high explosives to blow apart the concrete.
Explosives? In an epic hack? I didn't see that coming.
OK, and so we're going to just put some on it now and it will just blow up?
No, not really. I want to show you some high explosives, first of all.
OK.
It detonates at, well over 7,000 metres per second. I'm going to show you exactly what it does. Get that concrete out of the way.
OK.
So this was invented in the 1800s by an Italian chemist called Ascanio Sobrero. And you can see it's a really oily liquid.
Yeah, doesn't look like very
there.
much, though. And that's not going to do anything, is it?
It's plenty, trust me.
OK.
Right, I'll put the rest of it away and well out the way.
Well, about 2 feet out of the way, Mike.
So you know nitroglycerin is a really sensitive explosive. You hear it in all the movies. I'm going to make you hit that with a hammer to show how sensitive it is.
That sounds dangerous.
It is dangerous. Put your ear defenders on.
Right.
And give it a go.
All right.
You all right with this?
I don't know what you're saying, but I'm assuming it's all positive reinforcement.
Excellent.
Probably safer to assume on this occasion, Stephen.
Shall I go?
Nice and flat, hit it with a hammer.
Here we go.
Full props to Stephen. If Mike told me to hit some explosives with a hammer, I'd run very fast in the opposite direction.
It's just blown paper everywhere.
You really feel it on your chest.
Oh, I've had curries that have done less damage to paper. So that is an impressive home hack. Are we now just going to put a blob of nitroglycerin on top of the concrete and then try and hit it?
Not quite. I mean, nitroglycerin, as you saw, it's really sensitive. It's a touch-sensitive explosive. One tap blows it apart, breaks apart all of the bonds on an atomic level. So we're going to desensitise it and use dynamite. So dynamite is desensitised nitroglycerin.
Desensitised, just like Stephen's eardrums.
Perfect.
Stick that underneath our concrete, blow it smithereens.
Sounds better than using a hammer, which I'm only slightly good at if it involves nitroglycerin.
We'll be back later to see Mike prove that even when it comes to building that home sweet home, explosives still have a place. So far, we've seen a money-saving pipe house hack, a smart way to keep cool with aircon, and how to become a music mogul in your own bathroom. Still to come, hacks to keep unwanted guests out, and some penny-saving decorations. Moving house can be incredibly stressful. This next hack means at least your clothes will arrive in one piece. And what's more, all you need to do it is a duvet cover, which I hope everyone has.
The only problem I saw was that I have a lot of clothes, so instead of a bed sheet I might need to use a parachute. But other than that, it is fantastic.
I've got hardly any clothes, so for me this would work with a bath towel.
Our bodies have a sort of inhibitory mechanism, which means that we're not going to be allowed to activate too much muscle in one go. And this is to prevent us carrying too much weight, which may damage certain joints that are much more susceptible to damage from weight than the muscles are.
If you're moving house or just in a hurry to get out of somewhere quick, this is a perfectly packed hack hit! If you're worried about your home being burgled, make sure you tap up this next hack for a great piece of advice. By replacing a front doorknob with a tap, this lady's house would confuse any burglar for about 15 seconds.
The only problem I can see with this particular life hack, as brilliant as it is if you've got a secret door, maybe don't make an internet video telling everyone where the secret door is. Kind of defeats the point.
Keypads for front doors, I suppose, might be better if you're a forgetful person and you always lose your keys.
You can also have them wired up to your alarm system that goes directly to the police if someone tries too many times and gets the wrong combination.
The front door is the most important access point for burglars, so hiding it is a very clever thing to do. Unfortunately, this one sticks out like a sore tap. A makeshift miss. If you ever fancy going off-grid, this DIY solar panel hack will put your home one step closer to being self-sufficient. I know it's hard, but try not to focus on that spectacular wallpaper and look at the hack.
So solar panels work by using photovoltaic cells, and photovoltaic cells have been designed to absorb sunlight, and then this excites electrons, and those electrons are enough to generate a small electrical charge, which then we can build up over a larger surface and actually exploit that electricity coming out of it. The sun is about 90 million miles from Earth, and that means that the sunlight takes about 8 minutes to get from the sun to the Earth's surface.
This guy is using items from around the house and nothing more technical than a glue gun and some wiring to create his very own awesome solar panel. But once you've made it, you need to make sure you're using every drop of sunny goodness. Here's how to harness the superpower of the sun with the most efficiency. It's all very well making a fancy solar panel, but without a good bit of sunlight, it might not be such a bright idea. The most intense sunlight is when the sun is directly overhead. That's when it's at 90 degrees to the Earth's surface. The problem is there's only a small area of the Earth's surface that gets this much sunlight at any given time, because the Earth is spinning on its tilted axis and around the sun. The bits of the Earth that are at an angle to the sun can have dramatically lower light intensity because the same amount of light energy is spread over a larger area. So if you're really set on getting solar, buy a house closer to the Earth's equator and get more bang for your buck, whatever time of year. This homemade solar panel might help save the planet, but the same can't be said for your precious time and money. The jury's out on this one. Ever feel like your home renovations just eat up all your hard-earned money? Well, why not make it count by using this ingenious flooring hack to pave your house with gold, or copper in this case.
Nobody likes change, but with decor as pretty as this, I think that I do.
Ooh, very nice, Juliet, very nice.
The smell of copper coins is actually due to dying bacteria on the coin. Because copper is an example of an antimicrobial material, any bacteria that lands on the coin is destroyed by it, and it's the dying bacteria that gives us that metallic-y smell.
So basically, loose change smells like death. Lovely. You'll never be truly skint if you decorate your home like this. A well-heeled hack hit. Over to Hack HQ. The countdown is over and the fuses are lit. There's no cannon too big, no dynamite too strong for Mike to handle. And with his trusty guinea pig Stephen, he'll try anything, so that you don't have to. Earlier at Hack HQ, things got loud as Mike demonstrated an explosive way to demolish any concrete standing between you and that next extension. Now it's time for our epic hack, and in this next round we're heading outside to take on a home improvement challenge that uses even bigger explosives to get this job done in seconds.
Mike!
Stephen!
I brought you Kevin.
What is that?
That's the gnome for the new patio. And speaking of new patio, what's going on here? I thought this was going to be a brand new patio. This looks really old.
This is the old patio. We've got to get rid of the old before we bring the new in.
OK, it's all concrete. Why are they always concrete anyway?
Concrete's a really versatile material. It's used in loads and loads of buildings. Anything from foundations to concrete patios.
Why?
It's made out of calcium hydroxide, which is then converted into calcium carbonate. It's a chemical reaction. It can set underwater. It's a genius material. Interestingly, concrete only gets up to about 90% of its strength after 4 weeks. It cures for decades afterwards.
Let's not go throwing that word interesting around too much, Mike.
And it gets stronger all the time?
It gets stronger and stronger all the time.
OK, and we're going to destroy it?
We're going to blow it up.
Why does Mike blow up anything he ever gets close to? Who hurt you, Mike?
And how are we going to do that?
That nitroglycerin earlier?
Yep.
I've got a better version of nitroglycerin. Nitroglycerin's really unstable. Hit it with a hammer, it goes bang, as you saw. We've taken nitroglycerin and we've mixed it with an inert substance to make dynamite. This is really safe. We can put it underneath the patio, blow the hell out of it.
Is it underneath us now?
Not just yet, no. I'm going to rig that, so I will do that all on my own. So if you shoot off over there to a safe distance,
OK,
I'll get it done.
I'll leave you with Kevin. Kevin, look after him. He's a genuinely dangerous man.
Kevin's going to get it.
All of a sudden, I feel great sympathy for a garden gnome.
You all set up?
All set up.
You've left the deck chairs and the pots there.
Yep.
You've left Kevin there.
3, 2, 1.
Kevin!
I'm sure Kevin would be all right.
R.I.P. Kevin.
Mike, you've done it again. You've blown everything up. Kevin! Kevin! Oh, Kevin, Mike, look what you've done to Kevin.
This worked.
Yes, I mean, let's be brutally honest, as home hacks go, this was epic because the alternative is there with a sledgehammer slowly breaking it apart. You could not only blow up your patio and do the job in a millisecond, you could do your neighbour's patio and their house and the rest of the street. Was this excessive?
A little bit. Out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah, not sure this hack really works unless you live alone in a huge field.
It's incredible, it's done the job, it's an epic home hack, but it's everywhere. Look, I mean, there's paving slabs, there's fence panels, there's pots, there's gnome everywhere. How are we going to clear it up?
Carry on.
Right.
Well, at least you can bury Kevin under the patio when you're done, Stephen. And with that very big bang, the curtains are drawn on our Home Sweet Home episode. You should have plenty of house-based hacks to turn your place into a palace now. Just be careful with that nitro, please. See you next time.